Hey, good morning. It's Dr. Bob Flower, and this is Wednesday, August 28th, and your Achievement Forum report. Okay, so today I want to talk a little bit about things that restrict us from achieving what we seek in life. Okay, um, and there are several key factors here. Number one is many people don't have a clear definition of what it is they want to achieve and the way they wish or they can achieve it. Right? And a lot of that stems from parental guidance, um, societal influences, even to some degree, government reaction to giving cultures, right, or the lack thereof. Let's talk about the latter for a moment. Um, we're all familiar with political correctness, and we understand that the reason for political correctness, the logic behind it, is that there are people that are very sensitive. Well, most of us are sensitive to something, but there are some people who are even more sensitive to criticisms than others, and that we should have this society norm that says that you can't hurt somebody. Whatever happened to the old adage, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me? Now, I may be dating myself, and I may seem very old-fashioned, but boy, that's the way I was raised. And throughout my childhood and my friends, who were very critical of me and offered all sorts of negative comments about whatever I was doing, and we did it likewise with them. That's being taken away, and you may think that that's a good thing, but I can tell you for a fact, insofar as developing your potential and achieving things that you want in your life, it's the worst thing in the world. And it's the worst thing in the world because it does not deal with reality. And political correctness is an attempt to change reality, and you can't. It's like trying to change nature or the weather, right? And keep in mind that the very nature of nature and weather is that there are great days and there are horror days, okay? Life is no different. When you try to prevent people from receiving criticism, it leads them into a false notion, a false world, a world whereby these things do not exist. And then there are those who will say, well, that may be true, Doc, but we want to change that. Well, you're not going to change it because it's in our, not only is it in our nature, but more importantly, I view criticisms, whether they're constructive criticisms or insulting criticisms, as pathways to excellence, right? These are gateways. These are things that point out to you that there is something that you need to do. Now, it may be valid or it may be invalid. If it's invalid, it shouldn't bother you whatsoever, except for the ignorance that it's coming from. But if it's valid, it will bother you. And that inner response is actually your spirit telling you that in order to be an achiever, in order to have a more perfect life, in order to be able to accomplish things, there is something in this comment, this criticism, that's working on you that needs to be dealt with, needs to be fixed. Right? My experience is that when people take that path, they become stronger. They do not become stronger because you're banned from saying things about them. They become stronger because they recognize their imperfection and they recognize the methodology for developing towards a more perfect person or more perfect objective, right? So keep in mind that if somebody insults you, and it could be a group, doesn't have to be an individual, it could be your group, it could be your family, it could be your city, your culture even. You need to look at what happens when you do correct that, not what happens or what can happen to prevent it from happening. The best way of preventing it is to cure it, fix it. And you only fix it by, not by taking it to heart, by taking it to mind, overcoming your emotions, and take the next step to become a better, more accomplished person. Try it, you'll like it.